Celtic Goddess Meditation. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a long sigh out through your mouth. Feel any tension in your body start to melt away as you become comfortable and relaxed. Take another breath in through your nose, the air going deep into your stomach. Then slowly and gently release the breath out through your mouth. Your everyday thoughts and worries fade away as you bring your attention solely on your breath as it moves gently in and slowly out. The world around you starts to dissipate, and as it slips away, you open your mind's eye, ready to begin your journey through the landscape of the goddess. You find yourself at the foot of a great mountain range. There is snow on the ground and a chill in the air. You pull your woolen cloak around you to protect yourself from the cold. Everything is grey and quiet. You are held in the stillness that occurs just before dawn, when the world seems to hold its breath, waiting for the day to begin. All around you are rocks, some small and some large enough to sit on. One of the larger rocks catches your attention and you make your way over to it. You reach out your hand to touch the rock. It feels icy cold to the touch and can feel the roughness of it as you run your palm over its surface. You are suddenly aware of a presence behind you, and you turn to see an old lady, cloaked in grey, almost blending into the landscape. You realise that you are standing face to face with the Celtic. She holds out her hand and gives you a gift of a small grey pebble. As she hands it to you, she speaks a special message just for you. The Celtic finishes her message and you thank her. She bids you farewell and ushers you towards a trail out of the mountains. You begin your descent down out of the mountains, and you notice that the colour of the sky starts to change as dawn approaches. The snow on the ground has started to melt, and snowdrops and crocus now line the path. In the distance you notice a little cottage, and you make your way toward it. Through the window of the cottage you see candles burning and the lovely glow of a warm hearth fire. A lady dressed all in white sees you through the window and beckons you to enter. This is the home of Bridget, and as you enter, she invites you to sit by the fire and warm yourself. As you sit with her, she shares a special message with you. As Bridget finishes her message, and she gives you a gift of a rowanberry charm. You thank her for the message and her gift and bid her farewell. You stand up and leave the cottage to continue on your journey. As you open the door to the cottage, you step out into bright sunlight. Daffodils, tulips and bluebells now adorn the path as you walk towards a wooden stile that leads into a meadow. Before you climb the stile, you remove your cloak, as you are so warm now you no longer need it. You step over the stile and into the meadow the other side. You begin to walk across the lush green grass. It is still a bit damp from the morning dew as it brushes against your legs. In the distance, you see a beautiful woman riding a white mare. As she approaches you, you hear the gentle tinkling of tiny bells. You realize that the woman on the horse is Rhiannon. You greet her and she shares a special message with you. As Rhiannon finishes her message, she takes a tiny silver bell from her horse's mane and gives it to you as a reminder of her message. You thank her for the message and gift and continue on your way across the meadow. The meadow begins to open out into a wide valley. There is a river gently flowing on your left, and on your right is what appears to be a fairy mound. The sun's strength is becoming quite strong, and so you make your way towards the river. You bend down to splash some water on your face to help cool off. As you look down to the river, you see a lady dressed all in green. She is standing by a little bridge that crosses the river. You make your way to the bridge and greet her. This is the goddess Danu, and she starts to give you a message just for you. As Danu finishes her message, she hands you a pouch of herbs and seeds. You thank her for the message and gift and bid her farewell. And you make your way across the bridge. On the other side of the riverbank you continue your journey and follow the river until it flows into the sea. You step onto a sandy beach and you take off your shoes so you can feel the cool sand beneath your feet as the sun's rays beat down on you. It is midday and it feels like the height of summer. You walk to the water's edge and let the sea lap around your toes. The coldness of the ocean feels a lovely contrast to the heat of the day. You watch the waves and the white sea foam as it laps around your ankles, and a lady approaches you, joining you in your paddle. She tells you her name is Sulis, as she gives you a message just for you. As Sulis finishes her message, she hands you a piece of sea glass as a reminder of the message she gave you. You thank her for the message and the gift, and you begin to make your way along a coastal road. There is a welcome breeze as you walk along a winding upward path. As you reach the top of the path, you are in the heights of the cliffs above the sea. You stop for a moment and catch your breath from the steep climb. You look out over the sea and watch the ebb and flow of the tide and waves. You turn your attention back to your journey, but realize that as you have come to the top of the cliff, the only direction left to take is to retrace your steps. Feeling a bit disappointed, you prepare yourself for the descent when a woman dressed in cobalt blue appears in front of you. She tells you that there is another way. She takes a seat, and you then notice her spinning wheel, and you realize that you are in the presence of Arianrod. As you take a seat with her, she gives you a message just for you. As Arianrod finishes her message, she gives you a length of silver thread she has been spinning to remind you of her message. She then stands and walks to the cliff wall and pulls back a veil, revealing a forest lying behind it. You thank her for the message and the gift before stepping through the veil and into the heart of the forest. There is an autumn chill in the air, and the animals are scurrying around in the last of the evening light. Birds are chirping their evening song as they prepare themselves for the night ahead. In the distance you catch sight of a deer, a white hart, and it catches sight of you too. It looks you in the eye as if looking deep into your soul. You hear a voice inside you that is not yours. It is the voice of the white hart talking to you. Follow me, it tells you, and you follow as it leads you on the trackways through the forest. You see many hoof prints on the path and realize that this trackway has been walked by many deer before you. In the distance you hear the sound of drum beats, and you are being led in their direction. You approach a clearing, and the white hart transforms into a woman clothed in leaves as if from the forest itself. She has a drum, and she is gently beating a slow and steady pace. It's almost like a heartbeat. Your heartbeat. With that revelation, the woman stops drumming and smiles at you. This is Ellen of the Ways, and she starts to give you her message. Ellen finishes her message, and she gives you a slice of antler to serve as a reminder of her message to you. You take the gift and thank her before she transforms back into the white hart to lead you on the final part of your journey. You are led to the edge of the forest, to the entrance of a cave. It is midnight, and the deer bids you farewell. There is a fire burning in the mouth of the cave, with a cauldron hanging over it. A hunched figure is sitting by the cauldron, stirring it every now and then. This is Ceridwen and her famous cauldron. You approach her and she smiles at you. She invites you to sit with her and she gives you a message just for you. Ceridwen finishes her message and gives you a miniature cauldron to serve as a reminder of her message. You thank her for her gifts and you bid her farewell. She ushers you to go through a passage at the back of the cave. The passage is very dark, but you can just make out a faint light at the end, so you trust the goddess and make your way towards the dim light. As you emerge out of the cave, it is almost dawn, and you are back in the mountain foothills where your journey began. You reach into your pocket and look at the gifts the goddesses have bestowed upon you throughout your journey. You remember each and every one of the messages you were given, and you send out a final thank you to all of the goddesses you've met. You hold the gifts to your heart and your inner eye starts to close as you become aware of your breathing once again. Take a deep cleansing breath in and a long sigh out. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and when you are ready, open your eyes. Take as long as you need to come back into the room and write down any messages you were given on your journey.